Hello guys, this is Miguel Olvera and today is day 92 of the 90-day challenge overtime for the law of attraction. And today we're going to talk about what we need to do. What habits do you need to reach your goal? It's very, very important. A very good topic that we're going to discuss today. So let's get started. Welcome back guys, this is Miguel Olvera. Today is day 92 of the 90-day challenge overtime for the law of attraction. Today we're going to discuss about what habits do you need. Yes, what habits do you need to reach your goal? As you know, and we've been talking about, our subconscious mind works out of habits. Whatever you have planted into your subconscious mind, whatever is being done repeatedly over a period of time, your subconscious mind does it automatically. We talked about this before. If not, I'm gonna refresh your mind real quick. When you learn how to drive a car, at the beginning you were all nervous and you probably couldn't take control of the steering wheel or the pedals. Well, if you were driving automatic, it was a lot easier than driving with a stick shift. But when you start learning how to drive, it was a little nerve-wracking. But then you got a hang of it little by little. You start controlling the car, the pedals, etc. Now, if I ask you, how do you get home from work? You probably wouldn't even remember. Why? Because your mind was not focused in driving the car. Your body was already accustomed and knew what to do at all points. And what to do, exactly what to do when you had a red light, what to do when you had a green light, which route to take from work to home, etc. So you probably were talking on the cell phone or you were putting some makeup, etc. You were not actually paying attention to every single movement you were doing while you were driving the car. You were thinking about, problems at home, problems at work, problems at school, whatever. So you were not actually doing it. You were doing it, but you were not thinking about doing it. You were just doing it automatically. That's what I call autopilot. So that is it. We need to make sure that we change our habits. What habits do you need to change for you to be able to reach whatever you want? What habits do you have to actually, get rid of? Okay, for one of my mentors talk about the biggest nation in the world. Do you know which is the biggest nation in the world? Well, that was the same question they asked us when we were at his seminar. He described the biggest nation in the world is called procrastination. Most people in the world reside in that nation, procrastination. So if we procrastinate and do not actually go into it and start thinking about what we need to change, what habit patterns do we need to actually modify for us to be able to reach whatever goal that we desire, we're not going to reach that goal. The habits that are in here are firmly planned in there. And you put them there, some of them. The vast majority were not put in there by you. But most, or the great majority, maybe about 40% of the habits that are here, you place them there. You have to learn, and I will help you. You have to learn to change those habits. Replace one bad habit to another habit. Remember the law of polarities? You have to be able to, change those habits. Replace the negative with the positive. I will be able, and I will show you in future videos on how to be able to get those habits. I'm giving you lots of ideas right now, and everything is just up here. But all the ideas in the world and all the tips that I can give you, and if you continue this law of attraction to day 300, all the tips and ideas that I could give you, those 300 videos, I'm not going to go that far, by the way, but if I go that far, everything just resides here on your top, on the top of the mind, the conscious mind. It's not until you actually turning into a habit or you become emotionally involved that the body or your behavior is going to change for you to be able to reach your result. So it's imperative, guys, that not just take this information and keep it in your conscious mind. Actually live it. Actually do something with it. Actually give it some thought. Remember, we have intellectual factors. We are the only creatures in this planet to have those intellectual factors. I talked about that in the 90-day challenge. I talked one on each day. There's 6 intellectual factors. I'm not going to talk about them right now. Go ahead and go back and find them. I believe they are towards the beginning, towards day 30, 29, 28, around there. But we are the only creatures in this planet that have intellectual factors. So one of the intellectual factors is reason. So make sure that you reason with all these tips and all these ideas that I'm giving you so far, and actually put something into your subconscious mind. Start thinking, getting emotionally involved. Get your goal, firmly planted. Whatever you need to do to change your habits, to get you to your goal, it's a plus. Okay? So new opportunities are always coming up. The only problem is we don't see them. Why we don't see them? Again, because the subconscious mind puts a filter. Remember about that filter I told you guys about, I guess it was day 40, 35 or 40 in the 90-day challenge. I told you about a filter that the subconscious mind puts in front of us. Otherwise, if we are aware of every single thing that happens around us, we'll go crazy. So the subconscious mind filters information that is only important to you. I give you the example of the new car. When you go buy a new car, at the beginning you don't notice how many of those cars are on the road. But then after you start looking into the car and you start doing some digging and researching on the car that you want, you start seeing them everywhere. Why? Because your subconscious mind is actually removing that filter. It knows that it's important to you, so now it's letting you see those cars. It is exactly the same thing when I say that new opportunities are everywhere. Unfortunately, we have this filter. So if you tell your subconscious mind, hey, listen, I'm looking for this X, Y, and Z situation or this X, Y, and Z condition. Please tell me when I have one in front of me so I can act on it. That's it. That's what this is all about. You have the ideas. Tell your subconscious mind to tell you when it's one around you. Put your body or put some action behind it. That's another thing. Once you have the information and once you see the opportunity, if you don't take action, nothing's going to happen. Remember what attitude is? It's the composite of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. We are 3 in 1. So we have to make sure that all these 3 things are in line. If we have the idea, the habit, and the behavior, the result is imminent. We will reach that result. Let me give you an example when you see opportunities and when you don't see them. This is an old joke, you probably heard it, but it's very important that, I bring it up. I'm not good at telling jokes, so, please be aware. There was one time in Louisiana, it was raining a lot, so it was getting flooded. One part of Louisiana, and this town was getting flooded really, really fast. So there was a priest that was at his chapel, and then, the water starts to rise, and a boat came over to his chapel and said, priest, it's time to go. It's getting really dangerous, and the water is rising really fast. It's time for you to go. Get on the boat and let's go. So he said, no, I'm not going anywhere. God is going to save me. So the boat took off. Later on, a few hours later, the water was rising really, really high. A second boat came over and said, priest, this is not getting any better. It's time for you to get on the boat and let's get out of here. And he said, nope. I have full faith in God. God is going to help me. I'm staying put. God is going to help me. So the guy in the boat said, all right, so he just took off. The water kept on rising and rising and rising. By this time, the priest was already at the roof of his chapel. So a helicopter passed by and said, hey, priest, grab the chain. Let's go. It's time to go. What did the priest do? He said, no. I'm not going. God is going to help me. God is going to rescue me. Well, a few hours later, the priest was dead. He was drowned. So when he went to heaven, he was pretty upset. He was pretty pissed off, and he saw St. Peter and said, what happened? I have hopes that you guys will come and help me. I've been faithful. I've been preaching the word. I was waiting for God to help me. And St. Peter said, you dummy, I sent you 2 boats and a helicopter. So that is what I'm saying, guys. Opportunities are always being presented to us. Please take action when you see one. That is the only thing that is preventing you from reaching your goal. I heard of stories of friends and relatives and people that I know, co-workers, they tell me story after story after story of ideas and things that they come up with. And they cannot actually get the result that they want because they lack the action. They said that they're afraid. That's one of the things that keep people from doing anything. It's fear. We're going to talk about that too in future chapters, because that is very, very crucial. We have to get rid of this fear. It's very important that we do. Guys, we talked today about habits. What habit pattern do you need to get rid of for you to be able to get to where you want to go? Today was day 92. If you have any friends or relatives that you think will benefit from this, please let them know. Turn on your post notifications. It's right up here or down here for Facebook and YouTube. Tell everybody, anybody that you know that will benefit from this about what we're doing here. Put some comments below if you have any questions. Tag and like if you want. And then just make sure that you communicate with me if you have any questions. You know how to reach me. I gave you my email address, or just put a direct message, and I will be able to answer any questions that you will have. Thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure to be with you today. We have a special thing tomorrow, and for the rest of the 30 days that I promise you, it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to get more in depth and more in depth and more in depth the more we get towards the end of the 90-day challenge over time. Thank you once again, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.